Hi everyone, this is Brett Endes, the Dog Savant, dogtrainingla.com. So I'm going to have another Q&A for you, and today's question comes from Molly O in San Jose, California. And her question is, I have a dog that pulls on the leash and I am thinking about getting a gentle leader or halty to teach them not to do that. Do you recommend these? No. And I'm going to tell you why. I've been training dogs for 22 years now, and one of the most common problems I see is leash pulling. It also is one of the number one precursor problems that leads to other more severe issues like pulling on a leash, reactivity, being distracted, jumping, and even running away when a dog is not on a leash altogether. So, why do I have a problem with the gentle leader? First problem I have is the pattern that I've observed, and we're talking thousands of times over. I've seen dogs who have been trained by other professional trainers who have used this gentle leader, yet it never resolved the problem. I equate it to putting a band-aid on something where it might give you a temporary fix, but if there's something that's causing the bleeding, you have to stop the hemorrhaging at its root. And that's what happens with these gentle lead approaches to dealing with the issue of leash pulling or other behavior problems, is they're really evading the real issue at hand instead of dealing with why do dogs pull on the leash. It is an over anticipation and overstimulation on the walk. So many of these dogs, and I've said this before in other videos, they see themselves all the way down, halfway down the block, if you will, before the walk even begins, and their body feels this kind of slingshot effect where they're feeling constantly pulled, constantly projected, because this is a very efficient way of seeing things if you are hunting or foraging ahead in an environment for survival back when their instincts were kicking in when they were living with us as hunter-gatherers or as wolves or however you want to see it, okay? We're not going to go there, but the reality is that these dogs' sensory system is overdrawn or overreactive to the external stimuli that they're encountering, and that's what's creating these leash pulling problems that people are seeing as a surface-based issue, as something isolated from the root problem at hand. And that's not the case, because when you address it, you get that instant response. The dog listens and stops pulling. You don't have to teach them a heel, a let's go, a whoa command, anything like that. They instinctively know to fall back and connect. I always say it's like when geese are moving in a flock or dolphins in a pod, they feel each other's collective energy, and our two species have integrated our energies a long time ago to connect for a common goal to survive, and we can tap into that still in 2016, okay? And I find that many of the dog trainers that do not address this are the ones using no pull harnesses, gentle leaders, or overly correcting the dog versus dealing with why the dog pulls in the first place, getting their sensory system organized. In simpler terms, getting the dog to think about where their body is, not 1,000 steps ahead, and their body just feels this unconscious pull, and they're not even aware of what they're doing. They can't help it. Where if you can create this unconscious feeling of being in the moment and walking in sync with a human, you can then give it the word let's go or heel and create this conditioning effect, even though you shouldn't have to, because they get it day one. And I've seen this enough, and I speak with confidence because of what I've done. This is not hearsay. This is not theory. This is not opinion. This is proven fact, and I'll show it in even more videos if you need. This works, and it really can carry over to helping dog owners understand how to resolve their dog's problems in a very efficient, to the point way. But the big thing here is we have to address reality on reality's terms. It's not about pretending everything's warm and fuzzy. It's about expecting more from both dog and human, and once we do, you get that instant change. Okay, well, I hope that makes sense. I hope that explains why I don't find a gentle leader or some of these devices that don't address the issue at hand of why the pulling or other behavior problems happen is something that's going to benefit you ultimately in terms of teaching the dog better skills. Okay, well, thank you for listening. Please send your questions to my Q&A. This is Brett Endes, the Dog Savant, dogtrainingla.com. Subscribe and love your dog. Thanks, guys. Bye.